Are you managing your mind, or is it managing you? Today is the opportunity to look at where you might be run by an internal rev. Do you notice yourself having a list of things that keep you going? Do you notice that it's impossible, feels that way, to slow down, to stop? That there's just this gotta keep it going, next thing, running really fast to keep up. Always feeling like you're just a little bit behind, stress mounting, days feel like they are so full, and noticing that you kind of like it that way. Hello and welcome to Say Yes to You and Why You Don't. For women who are great at saying yes to others, not always as great at saying yes to themselves. I'm Claudia Braun, mindset, lifestyle, and EFT coach for women ready to start saying yes to themselves. And if you are new here, welcome. I am so glad you're here. I am passionate about offering you tools and strategies to say yes to you and to be able to let go of the guilt and the external ideas of who you should be, keeping you from who you truly want to be. And if you have not said yes to your one-to-one strategy session, as we are coming to the end of August, those days are getting shorter. It's such an opportunity to give yourself permission to spend the last quarter of this year really looking at committing to those things that are most important to you, instead of being run by things that perhaps have been other people's ideas of how things should be. So let's talk about this. You managing your mind, or is your mind managing you? If you are noticing that you are just stressed and pushing and thinking in your mind that you just have to keep up, that this is just how it is, and secretly you think, well, that's how you like it, and that you're really good at managing lots of things and keeping it going and keeping your days extremely filled and having a hard time slowing down at night, maybe even so much so that it's hard to get to sleep. So are you also noticing that your stress levels are really high? And that when you're really honest with yourself, you find that you're not feeling as happy as you wish you were, and that there's a level of dis-ease or anxiety underneath all this gotta keep it going. So many times it's so hard to look at what's really going on because it's uncomfortable. And yet that's where your mind is running you, and you are not running your mind. When you keep avoiding what's really going on and allow yourself to be moving without allowing yourself to slow down or stop, you keep yourself from being able to truly access what's really there and what you really want and what's available for you. And my whole intention in offering these podcasts, these conversations here, is to give you a window into possibilities, a snapshot of what you can start to do to start experiencing more of what you truly want. Because it's very easy to be led by external ideas about things, thinking that you should be doing whatever that should is for you. And then as the shoulds mount, you can't remember what it is that you actually wanted to do. And so then you get further and further away from the you that you want to be. And working with clients in the beginning, a lot of work we're doing is uncovering what's really there. And when you're running, you're not connected to what's really there. I just got a call about a family member who their level of stress actually led them to be in the hospital because they couldn't manage it. They actually passed out, and then they stressed themselves so much. And that's the thing, is when you're letting your internal world just rev up so much, you throw all your internal systems off. And so the only response is to get sick. And from the beginning, when I started my practice, I have said that you do not need to get sick to take care of yourself. And I'd say that, I hope, is the biggest message that you take away from listening, is that you don't have to run yourself so run down that you end up in the hospital, that you start to wake up to what you need to do for yourself. You can start taking care of yourself today, regardless of how many people in your life seem to need your attention, or how much work seems to be out of control, or people seem like they're not doing their jobs well, and you have to step up. Know that at any time, my friend, you can decide, what do you need? And to start asking that question, what do you need? What's best for you in this situation? Because other people not taking care of themselves and then it creating a situation does not mean that now you stop taking care of yourself so you can take care of them. It's like two people ending up in the hole, and how helpful is that? It's not. So know that what is going on in your mind matters. And if you find yourself at the end of the day completely exhausted, so much so that you have to numb out in front of your device, Netflix, a bottle of wine, smoking, any of those things, you're being given information that there is something that you're not paying attention to. And it's an opportunity to do it differently. So where is your mind running you and keeping you hostage? Because really, just like when you go to the gym and you strengthen your muscles, it's the same thing with your mind. If you're used to not disciplining it and you let it run you everywhere, it's going to be like that, running you everywhere. But when you start taking control of your mind so that you talk back to it, perhaps you have a voice that says, oh, you see a problem, you're like, I have to fix it. And it's like really stepping back and saying, do I? Do I have to fix it? Is that really true? This is such an opportunity to go back to the Byron Katie questions of, is this true? Is it absolutely true? And who would I be if I didn't believe this? And many times that knee-jerk reaction is not really the action you need to do. And I would say most of the time it's not. And as somebody who continues to work on herself, I continue to work on myself, because I too can get easily deluded by other people's things, particularly people close to me, thinking, oh, it's mine to do. And then I ask myself, really, is it yours to do? And then I sit with myself. And it's such a good opportunity for me to go back inside and really sit with my own discomfort about somebody struggling or somebody not happy and go, wait, it's not mine to fix it. But it's a knee-jerk response that I have learned. And I continue to work with myself to really turn that around and say, is that true? And then really get clear about what is mine to do. It doesn't mean you're not kind. It doesn't mean you're not loving. It doesn't mean you're not generous. It doesn't mean that you're not of service. You are, but with discernment. And the problem when you are being run by your mind is there's no discernment. You are reacting all over the place. And that's where you fill your day endlessly with tasks, endless tasks, maybe for others, maybe for work, that constant busyness because you can't sit still. And when you can't sit still, it's an indication something's going on. We are meant to feel at peace. And I understand that that is not an easy condition to get to, especially in this world where there are so many distractions. And the biggest distraction is your own mind. I know that's true for me, and I am constantly really taking it back and going, wait a minute. It's a practice. I frequently talk in here about my experience with pottery. It's a practice. Many of my pieces are so much better than they were 6 months ago, 3 months ago, definitely a year ago, because it's a practice. I keep doing it. If I had stopped, okay. It's the same thing with your mind. It's a practice. The less you work with it, the more you let it run you, the flabbier it is. The less it has any ability to really be clear about what's going on. Because it's a muscle that's not been worked. It doesn't mean it can't be. It means it's out of practice. The more you practice strengthening the muscle, the better you get. This is your opportunity, my friend, to really look at what is possible for you. It seems as though for many people, the idea of peace seems like something that you get to when you're on vacation, momentarily when you're in perhaps a yoga class, or you go to a spa, but not something that can be a part of your daily life. I don't believe that's true. I believe that we can feel peace anytime in our life, even when things are hard. Personally, I know I've gone through, like any one of you, hard things recently. And they don't stop. It's life, right? But how I choose to experience it is up to me. And the same is true for you. You can have a hard situation in your life, and you can still feel peace. I understand sometimes it can feel fleeting, but it's still there for you. And it's something to be cultivated. So the more you're willing to take time to listen, and the more you notice, wow, you're really busy. Wow, your days are really filled. Wow, you're really exhausted. You're really stressed. And I really encourage you that if you're feeling that way, do not minimize it. Stress is not neutral. Stress has consequences. We all have some level of stress in our life. It's an aspect of living. But when that stress is running you and you feel that anxiety, can't sit still, can't slow down, your foot is going, you're talking really fast, moving really fast. Seems like everybody around you is super slow and not very good at what they're doing. You're being shown where you're at and what you need to look at for your own personal well-being and peace of mind, so that you can start running your mind and not have your mind run you. I mentioned in the beginning of our conversation today to take advantage of a one-to-one consult with me, and I offer that because I know how easy it is to get in your own way. You know, it's like that blind spot in your car. You just don't see what you don't see. And when you've been living with these ideas in your mind for so long, you don't see it. So this is an opportunity that I am offering you to see it, because when you have clarity and awareness, you can make change. You don't know what's not there, you can't change it. Again, I see this with my pottery pieces. When I don't know what mistakes I'm making, I can't fix them. That's why I need somebody else to help me see what I can't see. And I always say, asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. I think so much, maybe indoctrination, I would say that's probably what it is. There's an indoctrination here that tells us, oh, asking for help means I'm weak, means I don't know what I'm doing. Asking for help is a sign of strength. It's helpful to know what you don't know and get help with it, because it's the only way things can change. My dad had a belief that he could fix anything. He was a pretty handy guy, but there were some limits to his abilities, and he would frequently get into these situations where he would start fixing something and make it so much worse than it was. It's like if he would just have hired someone to help him, it would have gone so much better, but he didn't want to admit that he didn't know how to do it. So I'd say the same thing is true with your mind. When you're trying to run it, and you don't exactly know what the problem is, you just know you keep doing the same thing, or your life still feels stressed and overwhelmed, it's time to call for help. And I know that bringing in a coach like me, who's been coaching people, women, for 13 years, has something to offer you, to take you into a place that you would like to go and help you get out of a place you don't want to be in anymore, and have it be with more clarity and grace. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It means that you don't have the information to do it differently. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. There are things you probably are not doing as correctly as you could, but it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you to ask for help. I'm so thankful for all the people who have helped me along the way and continue to. So I offer this, my friend, as a gift, because I know the power in getting help. I hope that you take advantage of it. Thank you for being with me today on Say Yes to You, and Why You Don't, for Women Great. Saying yes to others not always is great. It's saying yes to themselves. There's a link at the end of the video for you to take access to it. If you're listening, there's a link in the show notes. And I look forward to being with you again next week. Wishing you a great week. Thank you for joining me. Bye for now.